Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, folks. Hey, we still have a few days before we get to Christmas time, right? But it didn't feel like it today. Look at these high temperatures, upper 30s to low 40s in most of the Beehive State today. That is more like late December than what we saw for mid-November this time of the year. We did make it to the low 50s across far southwest Utah, but you should be in the 60s this time of the year. So it was still well below average and a chilly day area-wide. Outside right now, there's no doubt about it. If you've been out there this evening, it's cold. Outside the ABC4 studios, we're at 30 degrees. Mostly clear skies. A little bit of a breeze. I think that will calm down as we go throughout tonight, which will allow these temperatures to drop off a little more than last night across most of the area. 25 degrees right now in Logan, same number in Provo. We've got 21 in Delta, 20 in Price, 26 degrees in Moab, and 29 degrees currently in Cedar City. Now, by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, if the kiddos are heading to the bus stop early in the morning, make sure they are bundled up from head to toe. It's one of those type of mornings, and if you are getting ready to head to bed tonight, yeah, you may want to get that electric blanket or just an extra blanket to throw on the bed because, yeah, it's going to be quite chilly in the morning. Don't forget those socks when you get out of bed tomorrow morning. You'll be wishing you had those on when your feet hit the floor. Now, high pressure is going to give us a clear and cold night tonight, but that's not the only thing we're watching. Check this out. This is what we call a bomb cyclone. You probably heard that term. What is that? It's basically this area of low pressure, which is really what we call strengthening or deepening rapidly. And as it does so, it's almost wrapping up almost like a hurricane out here in the Pacific. Now, this storm is not going to crash on shore, but it is going to bring copious amounts of moisture to the West Coast. We're talking Washington, Oregon, down through California. Some places in California could see 10 to 15 inches of rain. Not snow, of rain, and the mountains could get several feet of snow out of that system. So what about the weather pattern here? Let's track it all for you because that system will play a part in our forecast. We've got this cold air mass with this first upper level low that's moving away from the area. So we're going to say goodbye to the deep cold after tomorrow morning, and we're going to say hello to an area of high pressure, a ridge of high pressure that builds in from the south. That's going to bring us a nice warming trend as we get towards Thursday, Friday. In fact, temperatures are going to climb back to at or above normal in many spots, but there's that bomb cyclone off the west coast there. It has colder and unsettled weather with it. It stays off the west coast thanks to high pressure through Friday, but then notice as we get into the weekend, here it comes, colder and unsettled weather, and look at the low pressures lining up. It's a parade of storm systems, so it does tell us that we're looking at an active weather pattern, especially as we get towards this weekend into the beginning of next week. Before that, let's enjoy the warm-up. Look at this in St. George. Your temperature's getting towards the mid to upper 60s by Friday. Then we'll try to cool it down as we get into that more active weather pattern next week. In Salt Lake City, look at this. We may get all the way up to about 60 degrees by Friday as well. So a nice warming trend before we get that much colder air heading in as that colder and unsettled weather pattern moves our way. It's an atmospheric river that stretches all the way back towards Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean. Again, it stays to our west thanks to this high pressure blocking this system. It's almost acting like the offensive line when it comes to football, not allowing the defense to cross over. And so all the active weather stays to our west through Friday night. But then Saturday night, we start to get some small influences as the high pressure moves away. But the main core of the system moves in Sunday, bringing some cold valley rain and mountain snow. And some of that could be significant as we get into your Sunday into Monday. And we may even see those snow levels dropping to the valley floors by Sunday into Monday as well. But the overall theme, good bit of moisture, liquid moisture heading our way, about a half inch to an inch, pretty likely across the central and northern sections of the state. If you're wondering about the early outlook on Thanksgiving, well, gobble, gobble. Looks like we're back to below average temperatures likely as we get towards Thanksgiving, so it's going to be cold. What about precipitation? Well, too early to tell yet, but we'll keep a close eye on that for you as we get closer. All right, here's a look at the forecast in St. George. Lots of sunshine. We got temperatures in the 60s heading your way here over the next couple of days. Those clouds, they will be on the increase as we get towards your Saturday, but I think we stay dry. Sunday into Monday, that's when we're going to see a better chance of rain moving in with that wet weather system that moves into the area, and we'll continue to see those temperatures into the upper 60s, falling into the 50s next week. Now, let's talk about the Wasatch Front because I'll tell you what, we've got a significant storm system moving our way. 50s to near 60 Friday, and active weather by this weekend. Of course, we'll have much more on this for you coming up. We're back with much more, including sports, right after this.